Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Today in the markets, I woke up and I'm trying to fix my mic, but today I woke up in the markets and there's a lot of things that are moving. So let's get right into it. I won't be on live stream too long today. As I mentioned in the previous video, I do have a day job, so today I have to attend to that right after this. So hopefully we could go ahead and get started early in the markets, and we could go ahead and get the ball rolling. So. Let's see, man. One of the first stocks that I want to go ahead and check on today is going to be AMD. AMD is a huge mover. I don't know how my mic is. I think my mic is good. AMD is going to be is a huge mover already. We have a lot of things moving in the market today. So I'm gonna really have to tailor this list. I think today will provide a lot of great opportunities, but we have to go ahead and assess which of these opportunities will be best to attack. So there's a lot of things on my list that I want to go ahead and take a look at, but I'm going to look at the high percentage moves. As I mentioned before, if you guys look here on the left side of my screen, we have Core Weave up a percent, 1%, 1.7%. We have MU up 5.3%, Oracle 2.58%, but the biggest one is AMD at 35%. So that's pretty huge. I would like to look at NVIDIA too, because out of all of the semiconductors, NVIDIA is down 1.3% today. So that's something that I'm going ahead and looking at as well for today. So days like this, it could be real. You could feel a little bit flustered because there's so many things that are moving in the markets. So what I'm gonna do is, as I mentioned, is that we're gonna tailor this list and we're gonna attack it from there. So AMD is crazy. It's signed. It's working with OpenAI. So it closed on an OpenAI deal. So I see some news right here. Chat GPT, parent OpenAI, AMD partner, and Landmark AI deal. So yeah, so this is just the AI deal. I'm loving it so far. So let's go ahead and mark some levels on here. So let's see. This purple line, as I mentioned, these are key levels, right? So if we look here on this daily chart, that deal allowed AMD to really soar through and break this key level, and now we're trading within this box. So that's freaking nice. Let's see a high volume candle. A high volume candle, where we're looking at, there's a lot of high volume candles. I would assume so on AMD, and man, there's a lot of high volume candles. Wow. Okay. So, because we got a million here, but there's one candle here that's 5 million. So let's go to the 5 million. We got to mark that one. That 5 million is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put this orange level right here at that 5 mil. And maybe there might be another one. There's another one right here at 2 mil. Another one here at 3 mil. Wow. Like AMD is on a tear. Let me check the scanners. Honestly, I don't even think I even have to look at the scanners too much today. I'll be quite honest with you guys. I really don't think I have to look too much at the scanners. It's self-explanatory on what's going on in the markets today. So, but let me just still take a look at the scanners. Yeah, we got AMD right now is currently trading at 33.1 million shares at the moment. Trying to see anything else. MU is trading at 3.46 million. I'm still looking at my scanners over here. Tesla's trading at 3.6. Hood is not really. Hood is trading at 530,000. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at. Peace out, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at MU, Tesla, AMD for right now, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight some other stocks in play after this. So once again, on major days like this, we want to go ahead and tailor it we want to go ahead and tailor our list strongly. So let's go ahead and put a level at this because we got, like I said, we got some high volume candles, right? So we already got one level marked here at 5.4 million at this candle. Then after that, we got another one that's pretty heavy right here. I'm gonna make this orange. Oops, I think I did a little mistake there. I'm gonna make this one orange. If I can make it orange, what is going on? All right, we got another high volume candle because this one here is at 3.2 million. And that's it. So those are the two imperative levels that we have here. We're gonna treat it, even though it gapped up to nicely, we're not gonna treat it like this is automatically gonna go ahead and go up, but we're just gonna go ahead and take a read at what is going on with AMD. AMD is trading above VWAP, it's trading above the 920 and 50 EMA, trading above all of its moving averages, trending nicely. We even got the 20 moving average crossing VWAP. Now, once again, just because we see this move up, it doesn't mean that AMD will not go ahead and fold today. AMD is near this all-time high on the daily, 227.30. So we're going to put a key level right here. Remember that key level for me on my chart is purple. So anytime you guys see purple, that's always a key level. So we can see right here, AMD is trading. If we take another look at my daily on the left side, it's trading in this big range, huge range, right? So we could get some solid moves today. It's above this key level where we sold off back in October of last year. So we're above there. We're also above this double top area, as you guys can see there. So AMD can make some solid moves, solid moves today. It has already made a solid move. All right. So then now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the higher time frames, right? So let's go on the monthly. It's not really much to see here, but it's something to still take a look at because we can see that in these past few months, we had a nice engulfing. We had some rejection fell through. We did hold on to this pivot level slightly, but we really held on action above these moving averages. It's kind of an indecision, kind of another indecision, and today blast off. So days like this is really easy to go ahead and pinpoint if you want to go ahead and trade a stock. So there's not really much to cover, as I mentioned, in terms of is this showing bullish is this showing bullish action? Because obviously it is. All right. So yeah, and then if we look here on the weekly, you see how we got a rejection here. We came here rejected. Now we're above here. We went ahead and came up here again. Yep, same area. This is like a triple top on a weekly chart, and now we're above. So there's no reason why not to think this thing will go even higher. This thing is right next. This thing is right near all-time highs. But I'll tell you this, right? With this thing being near all-time highs, this can kind of fold. So I just want to go ahead because we got strong resistance there last time. So there's a possibility it can fold. But if we do break above this 227, oh yeah, to go ahead and write it up if the price action shows. If the price action shows that. Another thing with days like this is that we can feel pretty happy and think, oh yeah, it's gonna go up. You really don't know that yet. So that's why I'm highlighting a lot of these levels, right? So we got these orange levels. I just put a yellow to level here. This yellow is at the R2 on the weekly. I want to highlight that. I want to see if price action will come back and fold here. Is price action even going to get below here? If price action gets below 214, I say this, if price action gets below 210 and 207, it's time to go ahead and ride this thing down to 196. All right. I'm also going to highlight this 196 as well, because this is on the higher time frame. These are just important levels that I need to go ahead and keep account for, because these are R levels, right? And what are R levels? R levels are pivot levels. So, okay, I'm thinking about I want to put a level at 224, but I think that's a little bit too much because I already got a pre-market level at 225.37. and we got another R3 level at 224.43. So I don't want to go ahead and do too much because I still got to check the 4 hour time frame. I have to check the 4 hour. I have to check the 1 hour too to see if there's any pivot levels there. And honestly, I'm not really seeing any pivot levels on the 4 hour. Not seeing pivot levels on the 1 hour either. So I'm tempted to add another level. And it's crazy. I'm over here saying that I'm tempted to add a level. Is that I don't want to, I don't want to overly mark my chart. I don't want to go ahead and do something like that. So I still might to go ahead and add that level. I'm just being real precise on how I go about this. So like I said, so I'm not doing too much on my chart. So let me see if I was to add that level, because on the daily, let's see where we're at on the daily chart. Yeah, we got so many pivot levels. We got a lot of pivot levels here on the daily chart. And this is where we're at this R3 at 223. Yeah, like we got a lot of pivot levels. I'm able to see the pivot levels a little bit more clearly on the weekly. So let me see. Right here. All right, I'm gonna put a level at this R2. Yeah, there's a lot of levels, man, that I need to account for. So I'm gonna account for this R2 level here on the weekly as well. I'm gonna account for that because we're trading above it. So this is giving me an inkling that AMD would still like to go higher if price action can stay above all of these levels I drew out. So remember, the orange levels are showing high volume candles. That's what I'm marking. And these yellow levels are pivot levels that are found on higher time frames. I'm not gonna put a level here at this 224.38. I think that would be a bit too much. Let me see if I was to put it. How would that look? Okay, I can see why there's resistance there. All right, I'm gonna put it back there. I'm gonna put it back down here at this R2 pivot level that's here on the daily. I'm not gonna mark the R3 level because it's right near the pre-market high. So I think I should be good there. But what I will do, I think I did this on NVIDIA the other day, is that I'm gonna make this level here a different color. And this is gonna let me know that this is a pre-market. I'm sorry, that this is a key level on another time frame, which is the weekly. So let me go ahead and I don't know what color to make this. I don't want to do too much. All right, yeah. I'll make this dark blue. Dark blue, because that's a key level, because it's right near it. So that's another key level found. Alrighty. So AMD's practically already covered. Like I said, I don't really have much to really say about AMD. When I look on the 4 hour, strong candle, strong candle. When I look on the 1 hour, we got 3 strong candles. So we just gotta let AMD go ahead and do its thing. In terms of the order book, we do have large ag size still going to basically going into 224. We got some large bids as well, so this is kind of even on the order book. We do have a large buyer at 223. Somebody would like to buy 4,000. Somebody has a lot size of 4,000. So that's pretty bullish there, but we might have a large seller as well. We got a large seller at 224 at basically 3,000 lot size. So we're going to see how this is going to trade. Right now, I'm not seeing if the bulls or if the sellers are in full control in terms of the order book, but we can see here on the chart, the bulls are definitely in control. But we can see the ask are stepping up. So, we're going to see how they're going to respond once the market opens. All right. So AMD is definitely on the list. I love what I'm seeing here when it comes to that. So then now we're gonna move on to MU. MU is another 5 percenter for today. MU has made another great move. I should have traded MU last week as well, but I had some other stocks that are pretty solid as well, so I'm not really complaining about that. So let's see here with MU. MU has literally I don't even know what much more to say about MU. Ever since its earnings, it's really showing itself right now and letting us know that it would like to make higher moves, especially with it being above this key level here on the daily. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this key level. All right, so we got a key level here at R1. All right, boom, which is all the way down there. Now remember, this orange line that you guys are seeing here is high volume. So let's find a high volume candle. This is not as explosive as we saw on AMD, but I think this can still give a good move. We got this candle here at 2.4 to million. Is it this candle? Yes, this candle, which is at a pivot level. Yep. Right from this pivot level, we got a lot of volume here at 2.4 million. Cool. I think MU might be a bit cleaner, and this is just assumption. I'm not saying that I know this for a fact, but I think MU might show a cleaner move in today's trading. We got a lot of well, it's kind of mixed right here, but then the buyers like stepped up strongly. So you can see here it's like white, red, white, red, white, red. So, some people's chart, they like their bullish candles to be green. I like mine to be neutral, white. Just so it's not like when I see green, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm making money. I'm trying to focus on the trade as much as possible rather than focus on the profit. And green sometimes makes me like think about profit too much. So the white is still to bullish. Obviously, it's moving up. So we've been trading above VWAP, above moving averages throughout the entire pre-market. We did roll over a little bit, getting below the 9, but we are holding on to the 20. So I think MU could probably stay above action, but who really knows? We would have to see. But MU, once again, a good move. Nice volume here at this candle at 2.4 million. So that's nice. And then we're going to go on the monthly. On the monthly, I'm saying AMD, MU making strong moves up still. So that's good there. On the weekly, another strong move up as well. So it's going to look the same on different time frames regardless. Now we got key levels. Key levels we have to highlight. We got about 3 of them. Now, should all of them get marked? Maybe not. It depends. So let's see. On the 4-hour, we have this R1 level. Let's definitely highlight this if we break because we have a target now on the 4-hour chart. So let's go ahead and make this one yellow. Then after that, we got 2. We got R3 and we got 2 R3 levels here on the 4-hour. Let's double check the 1 hour. Okay, on the 1 hour, I do want to highlight this as well, just in case we do get the 202 and we break higher. So I'm going to highlight that on the 1 hour. All right, nice. And then let's go back on that 4-hour, right? And when we are back on this 4-hour, I think it's imperative because we're playing within this range. I think it's imperative to go ahead to put a level here. Now, the one thing we're marking levels and knowing which one should you mark, you're just going to take the best educated guess. I'm not going to lie to you. Like you don't really know, but you just want to have somewhat of an edge. You can mark all these levels if you want to, but it can be a bit much to mark all of them, So like you want to see the charts, you want to see the price, like where's the price at, and if you have levels that are near it already, then I don't think you have to go ahead and mark it. Like for example, we got this R3 at 198.87. If I was to go on the 5-minute, there's a level here at 199.68. So there's already a level here that's near pre-market high. You know, so I don't gotta put another to level. Just see if price is near it already on other time frames, and I think that should be good enough. Either way, when you are on the trading, you seeing that price action. You know, these levels are just a guide. These levels are not giving you like the holy grail to making you profit. It's just a guide. You still have to be able to read price action, read the bid and the ask, and giving the market time to go ahead and evolve and show its direction that it would like to go to. So I am liking MU. I'm liking MU for the simple fact that we're up 5% on the day. It seems like sellers are kind of stepping up. The buyers are getting a little bit weak coming into market open. We can see that the bid is on this graph right here is kind of dying now. The ask is still present though. So with that, we do have a large size at 197 flat. If we was to go into the ladder and read inside of the order book a bit, let's see if we got any large bids. And I'm not really seeing any large bids. But I may not even see any large ask either. I do see a large ask actually at 198.40. That's a lot size. We also see another ask at 199.20. Yeah, okay. We got some large ask. So, these ask prices might come down to the bid. So we have to watch out for that. And if we do, then we can take this thing short and go from there. But just looking at this graph here, if you guys look at the red and seeing how these things, if you follow my mouse, the sellers are actually stacking. Like we're getting large volume on the sell side, and that's showing on this candle right here. So that's coming into market open. Once again, we're not sure if this is fully gonna sell off, but it does seem like it's going to roll over. So MU is on my list. All right. So let's go ahead and let's put these two on my list. Absolutely. AMD, MU. And remember too, I do have another screen here, and on this screen, I take like other trades as well. So if I do take MU, it will show on my other screen. But I will keep you guys, I'll keep you guys up to date on how that is looking as we trade. It's crazy because man, my AMD chart looks completely nuts right now. Oh my gosh, it looks completely nuts. But that's just how the market looks today. Tomorrow, it probably won't look like that tomorrow. It's just because we've made some massive moves. So, we want to highlight these things, man. That's all. So it looks nuts, but that's why we go into smaller time frames to then see a little bit more clearly. And then you can see how I said that the ask, which is the sellers were stacking, and now look at this candle. How this is just dropping. So this thing could, like I said, it could roll over. We are literally at all-time highs on MU. So this can be a bit much of a move, and you might get a pullback. Probably take it back down all the way. And then remember this, right? We're trading out the range. So the question is, does the stock want to come back within the range, right? And if the stock wants to come back within the range, then we can take this thing all the way from either 196, 197, wherever the price is, back to 191, even 190, 189, and we can get to some S levels. So that's something to highlight with MU. If not, then hey, we still do have levels that are highlighted up here that we could reach 200. So we just got to see how it plays out today. All right. So MU for sure. Let's check AMD not one last time, but let's check AMD again. AMD trading within this range. 223. See, 223.95. I don't got a market level here at 223.95 because we're already close to that. So that's why I put the pre-market high right there. We're already near that to level. We do have a level up here at this R3 level at 230. Let's mark that one for sure if we do break all-time highs. So let's mark this one for sure. Just in case we break and we do get up there. All right. And I think we're good, man. I think we're good on AMD for sure. Yeah, I think we're solid here on AMD, man. AMD, we got another large seller we got two large sellers. I'm not seeing any large bids. I'm seeing large sellers on AMD. So just be careful. A market open that AMD could probably drop, but you know it could probably drop. All right. So that is AMD. Let's see what else. Tesla has some solid volume as well. Let me check the scanners again to see the volume on Tesla. Volume on Tesla is 3.5 million. So let's go to Tesla. All right. Tesla is trading within the range. So I'm thinking to myself, with a lot of these stocks trading in a range, or I mean, with a lot of key stocks trading out the range, I kind of don't want to trade a stock that's within range because it could just channel, and I could get a bit chopped up in there. I don't think I will with Tesla because, like I said, I think Tesla has good movement. But when I'm looking at Nvidia, Nvidia is the only one out of the semiconductors that is not making a move. So, and it's also trading out the range. So when I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to pick between Nvidia and Tesla, I kind of want to pick something that is different out the bunch. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to pick something that is because if I pick Nvidia, I'm trading everything that's all semiconductors. This would be a semiconductor day versus Tesla is kind of outside of the semiconductor, which that's kind of good too because you want to diversify. You don't want to just stay within one framework of the market. But we can see here, if I was to go ahead and look at what industries is really going off today. Investment, I'm the banking, of course. So I know Hood is probably going to be a good move today. But I don't like the volume on Hood right now. I think the volume on Hood, when I checked it, it was about like 400,000, 500,000. It's 600,000 actually. But it could easily go. It could easily go to a mill. Hood could easily go to the mill. But Hood going to back to that is it's not bad though. Hood is not bad. Hood is actually trading outside the range. It's trading outside of previous day's range. All right, so let's go ahead and mark Hood. Let's see something here. Let's find a key, and honestly, the chart looks nice. It's a bit to wiki though. I think this is gonna be one of the moments where I'm probably gonna go back to Nvidia because my first thought and assessment on Nvidia, as I mentioned, is that out of all of the semiconductors, that is the only one that is trading less than everything else. So that has me intrigued. I'm gonna leave Hood alone. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I see. There's just so many options today. I don't think this is gonna be a bad move. I'll be quite honest with you guys. I don't think anything I pick is going to be terrible. So I think this is where it gets hard to pick stocks. So let's go back to my first thought that Nvidia is the only one out of everything else that's trading low. So let's go back to that first thought, right? So we got the pre-market low at 182.88. Perfect. Yeah, so let's go ahead and market Nvidia. This one just makes a lot of sense to me. So Nvidia, we want to find a high volume candle. I should be able to find a candle that is like a million. I should be able to. Boom, right here. See this? This candle right here was 2.5. million shares traded. So that was the volume there. Nice. And then we got another one right here. I'm gonna mark this as well. We got another one right. I think it's this one. Let's see. I just saw it right there actually. Let's make this orange. Perfect. So we got two high volume candles right here. We got one at 2.5, another one at 1.2. And then we're also trading above this double top area on the daily. We can see how we double topped here. So pretty nice. Pretty nice here. I do want to see if this double top can hold some type of support. But what we are seeing with Nvidia is that we are trading above moving averages, above 200, above the 50. I mean, below. I'm sorry, below the 200, below 50, below 9 and 20, and VWAP. But what I do like here is that we're kind of holding. Once we went ahead and fell through to this pre-market low of 182.89, we went ahead and held up on this level, bounced, came up here, came here, bounced again. So I kind of like this for an upwards move, especially catching up. But this thing can also sell off and come back within this channel and probably get us to this pre-market low, which is at a R1 level, which I want to make sure I highlight that. So let's make that a dark blue, so we know that that is a key level on the daily chart. And you see how I'm identifying some of these key levels, because I don't want to have a misstep. You know, I want to make sure that I'm dotting my I's and I'm crossing my T's. I know this could be a little bit complicated. You know, trading is not easy. It's complicated. But you know, what I have to do is I have to go ahead and make this as simple as possible. So that's really it. All right, so let's go on the monthly. When we see Nvidia, I mix these guys up all the freaking time. We had a nice push in the month of September. October is starting off a little bit of an indecision. So we can see that on the weekly, we're getting a nice push up. We did get some rejection at the all-time highs at 195, at 191.05. All right. I don't see any pivot levels that I need to go ahead and account for. I do see pivot levels that I may want to account for right here at 189. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there as well. So let's go to 189 pivot level. Let's make this yellow. As always, I'm going to delete this one because I don't see anything there. Oh, well, I see this one, but I don't think we're going to get to that today. All right. Because we're trading at the bottom right here. So I can't see us going from 182 to 191. Well, we can. You know, we can. But I'm saying that because we're trading below previous day's low. But this is another question. Does the stock want to stay out the range or get back in the range? Got to ask yourself that question. So, all right, we got that. Nvidia doesn't really have any news, but it's part of the semiconductors. So this can be a sympathy play right there. Let's go on the 4 hour. Have we seen any key levels here? So on the 4 hour, what I'm seeing here on Nvidia is, once again, it did roll over in the after hours, getting below the 9 and 20, trading below VWAP. It's also still, but it's also still trying to hold action above this 50-day, above the 50-day to moving average. If we do come down, we need to watch out for some support here at 183.74. So let's go ahead and mark this to level right here, because we did show some strength here, some strength and some good support where we went ahead and bounced off this level and went higher. So I'm going to go ahead and make this highlight that level as well. Right, I'm not going to highlight this R1 level I see right here at 183.77 because we have a pre-market low that we might go ahead and knock. So cool there. We're going to see how this interacts with that the pivot level. Let's see what we see on the 1 hour. I don't see anything else that I really need to majorly go ahead and attach. I don't want to go ahead and put a level here at 188.92 because we're right next to another key level on the daily, which is 189.32. All right, on the 1 hour, we do have a pivot level that this R1, but it's right next to high volume. So we're just gonna once again just go ahead and leave that alone. I'm not gonna go ahead and mark that one. As I mentioned, there is a pivot level at 183.31. I feel like this is something to highlight, but once again, the reason, like I said, I don't want to overly, I don't want to overly put levels on my chart. It could get confusing. But once again, we do have a level right here anyway. That's on the daily at 182. That's why I had to highlight that and make that blue. So I'm not really going to stress this R1 to level right here. But we can see on the 1 hour a strong engulfing candle down. But it's really kind of an indecision in a way to me too when you got wicks on the top and wicks on the bottom. We did sell off, but we bounced back kind of strongly from this level, which, like I said, that's on the daily chart. You guys can see that right here has an R1, so buyers went ahead and stepped up, brought the stock price right back above the 200, but we still got rejection at the 9, still staying below VWAP. And then this candle is also still staying below VWAP, but the 200 is still showing support. So we have to watch out for that. So I like him. I like Nvidia. Like I said, that's the only one of the semiconductors that is trading below, that is trading in like a negative percent territory versus everything else is trading at a higher percent territory. All right. Now, when I'm looking at SPY, SPY is trading within its range. We did get a double top on SPY, but we're also getting a double bottom. Like we also got a double bottom as well. So I watch out for today too. You know, I think today, I don't know. I feel like days like this can also be choppy. Mondays are kind of a choppy day too. So it's you know, just trade smart today. That's something I'm telling myself. Trade smart, you know. But I think some things are gonna move well today though, regardless. I think some things are gonna move well. I'm just looking at some levels here back on MU just to ensure. All right, AMD. AMD is just moving higher and higher. Wow, I can't believe AMD went ahead and made this move. I'm thinking AMD is going to get to 174 this week. AMD is all the way at all-time highs. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I think so. My list today is going to be AMD, MU, NVIDIA. I want to watch Tesla just to not put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to semiconductors, but semiconductors seem to be the play today. I think that's my thing. Like semiconductors is the play today. Right. I'm mapping out Tesla right now because, like I said, this is like different outside of the sector that I'm looking at. I don't want to just limit myself to semiconductors. Then semiconductors don't move the way I need it to. But funny enough, I'm not seeing any strong like when I'm looking for a volume candle on Tesla. I definitely want to see a million, and not one candle showing me a million. I think the best candle I'm seeing on Tesla right now is like 700,000. I don't like that. Yeah, we got this weird buyer right here at 700,000. Like a weird buying candle at 700,000. Like we don't even have a million. And this is trading within range. I marked it, but I'm not really gonna watch Tesla. Yeah, I think I made the right decision with Nvidia over Tesla. But I do have levels on it though. So this will be like my last resort. If I don't find any trades on MU, on AMD or Nvidia, then my fourth stock that I'll be checking out is Tesla. But to go ahead and take a look at Tesla, Tesla is trading within the previous day's range. So yeah, this thing can be a bit choppy. Tesla is also trading above VWAP. It's not really giving a clear indication. It did roll over below the 9 and 20, but it's not giving a clear indication if it would like to stay above here. It seems like it can fall, but it also seems like it can have some kind of support. It is trading above the 200, so I would still have a bullish sentiment on Tesla. Funny enough, days like this, sometimes the stock can literally go ahead and soar and even go higher. So it could look a little funky where it's trading within range. It's not giving a clear look because it's not staying above these moving averages, but it's also not staying below these moving averages. And the reason why I say that is that you can see where Tesla fell below the 9 and 20 initially here. It rolled over. It got below VWAP, but then buying came up right here, which there's no levels right here if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I could count this level here on the daily. But nonetheless, it went ahead and bought back up, came up, then it sold back down. So I think Tesla could be real sporadic like it's doing right now where it could pop and drop. So I'm like, I'm not sure how I would like to go ahead and play this one here. Yeah, man. AMD Grayson is going crazy today, man. It's going crazy, bro. So I'm watching that one for sure. That's on my main list. So like my main list is AMD, MU, Nvidia. Nvidia, I would really keep an eye out on that one. And the reason why I say Nvidia is because out of all of the semiconductor plays, Nvidia is the only one trading in the negatives. So if we look on the left side of my screen, Nvidia is negative 1.6, 1.18. So when we look at AMD is up 37%. When we look at MU, this is another semiconductor play that's trading at almost 4%. When we're looking at Oracle, this is also somewhat of a semiconductor. In that lane is trading at 2%. So the reason why Nvidia to me is key is because this can either go into the green or just completely just go into the red. So I would definitely keep an eye out on Nvidia there. But AMD solid, bro. Solid. Like I'll be watching that. My only issue with AMD is that one, it can sell off because we're trading at all-time highs. So I'm gonna, if you look here on my daily chart, right here, this is the highest it's ever been. So let's go on the monthly so you can see that clearly. So if we look on this 5 minute, you see where AMD is at. AMD is trading right around here, and this is all-time high. So we gotta go ahead and be careful and don't get caught up in that buy to right there. You know what I mean? Market's about to open up in about 30 seconds. So my main list, as I mentioned, MU, Nvidia, and AMD. So as always, we're gonna give the market some time. I won't be on here for too long. Shit, I do have to go to work, so if I make money quick, then I'm out of here. Market's about to open up. The market is open. Remember, give it some time. Let it go ahead and do its thing. AMD is already selling off. All right, we got a large ask on MU at 197. Somebody's coming in with 12,000. I saw that on the order book. AMD still selling off. See, and that's what I was saying to watch out for AMD. See that sell off? It rolled over already on the 9 and 20 on the 2 minute. I'm still not jumping in there to short it, unsure yet. I'm really looking at MU right now. I'm waiting for the next 2 minute candle. You're what's good, bro? I see you, Will. All right, I'm looking at MU. This is a potential short because we had a large ask that wanted to go ahead and sell. So I'm looking at MU to possibly short and maybe go back within the range, but I have to wait for the 2 minute. As I called AMD, I said AMD was probably going to go ahead and sell off because we're literally at all time highs. But you got to give it some time though. All right, we got this nice wick on MU. We got a nice engulfing right here on AMD. AMD seems like we could get some type of continuation and maybe, oh yeah, I probably need to jump into MU, honestly. But man, both these things look good. But I'm gonna get into MU, guys. Let me see where we at. Yeah, I'm getting into MU. Yeah, I'm there on MU. I got my stop order in. I'm not gonna add into this trade just yet. All right, so we're in on MU right now. AMD, like I said, is selling off. Man, look at the cost on AMD now. The cost on AMD is 1,000. Just last week, contracts was costing about $4. Now contracts cost $11. Crazy. Nvidia selling off. Yeah, man. I jumped into MU. I'm about to get stopped out though. I'm about to get stopped out on MU. Yep, I'm about to get stopped out. I'll be careful today. Today it could be a real choppy day. Yep, I just got stopped out on MU. I think I lost 100. I lost $82 on MU. Yeah, give that some time. The reason why I jumped into MU was because of this rejection, and then we got below all of this. So I was like, okay, let me go in with a small size. Let me see if we get a continuation, and we didn't get that continuation. If anything, AMD looks nice to probably get down here to this 50. Yeah, the market is. If you guys are taking a look at this, the market is moving slow. The market is moving really slow. Let's go on this daily. All right, see how AMD's picking back up? MU's picking up. That's why you don't want to go in too heavy. Exactly why you don't want to go in too heavy. So MU's back above VWAP. We're getting a nice little engulfing right here. There was a large ask earlier at 197. So if those bids start to climb up into 197, I'm gonna flip my mindset on MU, and I'm gonna actually take it long. And if I'm wrong, then I'm just gonna leave MU alone, because that's two times being wrong on MU. So I'm watching for 180. I'm watching for 197 calls on MU right now. Cause I like this engulfing candle. I would have rather a wick below here where I could set a stop loss, but I think MU is probably gonna hold. Yeah, the market is moving extremely slow today. We're not getting strong volume. It's like we got volume, but we're not. It's not really that strong the way I like it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go long on MU right now. Yep, I just went long on MU. I got a stop loss in there. Oh wait, no, I don't got a stop loss. I thought I did. All right, MU's moving. The only way I would add into MU, I have to wait for the next can if I add into this and I get a little bit more aggressive. So I flipped my position on MU. I went short initially, but it's still holding above the 200, holding above VWAP. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. I'm in at 197 calls. I don't know why I didn't get a stop order on this thing. Do not be married to your position. If you got to flip your position, flip your position. You see that nice? Yeah, we getting a ride up. If we break pre-market high on MU, then that's when I'll add. I'm just holding on to MU right now. The daily chart looks nice. We got a pivot level at 206. I would like to take MU to 206. But like I said, the only way I'm going to add to this position heavily some more is if we go ahead and break pre-market high. I have another key level here at 200, at 200.84. So I'm holding on. I've already made back my losses on MU with just one contract. Now I'm just looking for an add. Like I said, I'm only going to add if we break the pre-market high. The pre-market high is this white line. And yep, we just broke it. Now I just want to get a better candle so I can add. Oh, yeah, this is nice. MU is nice. MU is nice, yep. Now I just need a good add. The goal is to take MU to 206, and the reason why I'm saying 206 is because on the daily there's a level right here at 206. That's why I'm saying 206. Let's check the 4-hour or let's check the 1-hour chart. I'm not seeing any levels there, but I am seeing a level on the daily, so I'll leave this as is. Yeah, we got some strong rejection at that 200 because I had a level there at 284 and it got there, but it broke that level too though. It broke that level and got to 201, so I'm still gonna hold on to my position. I even got another level at 202. So okay, I like this. I could use this as a stop loss. I can add right now on this position, but I gotta wait just a little bit longer. Cause I want to see if we can break that 201, and I think we can. I just don't want to jump in too soon. Right now I'm looking at the level 2. All right. I'm a bit aggressive because I just added on this position. That was a bit aggressive on me at this point. Let's see. Yeah, that was pretty aggressive right there. I'm gonna hold it though. I'm gonna set a stop loss soon. Let me see. Which my stop loss should be, to be honest, if this thing comes below 199, yeah, I gotta get out. To be honest with you. So I need price action to stay within 200. If it gets below 199, yeah, I'm out. So let me go ahead and get ready for that. Normally I put in a stop order, but I don't have a stop order in right now. $206 to go. I take partials at 202. I'm just looking for MU to make a new high. Just sit here and wait patiently. If you hit your stop, get out. Yeah, this thing might stop me out. Bro. I'm inclined to hold the stock because we're trading above moving averages, above the 50, above VWAP. So these kind of things can make you a little bit nervous, especially when you go in aggressively. But that's why you just gotta be disciplined and get out at your stop. Like I said, if we get below 199, I kind of really don't have a choice. Yep. So one of my contracts. Oh wait, two of my contracts. Yes. Oh, so I had a stop order on there, so I didn't lose that much. So I'm down today, 210. I realized a 210 loss already today. But I got one contract in there, so I had a stop order when I added. So that's good. So that actually protected me a bit. I'm still holding on to one of my contracts. Yeah, the market is moving so slow today. I'm holding on to this one contract just because we're still trading above this red line, which is VWAP. That's the only reason why I'm still here. AMD is selling off. I think AMD could probably come down to this level right here. This 50-day moving average. Nvidia is nice. I'm looking at that on my other screen. I think a mistake I made on MU was that I added too soon. Because I probably could have kept that one contract, and when they pulled back to down here, I could have then added from here because this is showing an ABCD pattern where we come up, we come back down, you add. So I'm gonna add back into MU, and if this doesn't work, then I'm probably gonna end my day. I just want to be sure before I add into this because there's other opportunities that I could take. Yeah, let's look at the level two first. Right now, sellers are kind of in control. If you guys look at this graph up here on the top of my screen where my mouse is at, all of this is sellers. And the sellers are stacking, or what they just stacked and left. I want the bids to stack so I could continue to go long. Absolutely, bro. Got you. Yeah, yeah, Grayson. The ABCD pattern is basically where the stock goes up, so that's the A. B is when we get a pullback. C is when we go ahead and break out from this high, and D is when we take it higher than that. So that's ABCD pattern. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a video explaining some of these technicals, explaining that a little bit more clearly. Okay, yep. You see where we getting with MU? I like what I see here. Holding on the VWAP. Buyers came right here. They're trying to hold. So I'm trying to look at this level too. I want some more bids to step up though, and I could use this as a okay. I'm gonna add. Yeah, I just added again. The goal is to take it to 206. If this doesn't work, yeah, I'm done. And this is what I mean by ABCD pattern, right? We went ahead and went up. We pulled back to the VWAP. That's why I said like my ad was it wasn't really the best ad. And then I held on to that one contract. Now, once we pulled back to VWAP, we're popping up again. And then as we're popping up, I went ahead and added because I had one contract. Now I'm back to three contracts, and I'm gonna try to take it back to 202. And then we can see here on the 5 minute that we're holding on like the non-moving average just crossed VWAP. So this is really it's basically a bullish chart, hands down. It's a bullish chart. And this is what I called on AMD earlier. That AMD was probably gonna go ahead and sell off. I should have traded AMD to be honest, but I wasn't too sure of the sell off, and the contracts was just costing too much. Yep, yeah, bro. So that's the ABCD pattern. So now, honestly, I'm gonna hold on to this trade. Like, there's no reason for me to sell unless I need to. I'm even tempted to even add an extra contract in there just to be a little bit more aggressive. But I don't know if that'd be a great idea. So right now, I think my loss on the day that I realized was 210. But I think I said in my last video is that you want to take those losses if you can because I could probably go ahead and make back all my losses and then some if we get to 206. So really, I want MU to break this 201. I want us to make a new high. But I'm not sure if that really is gonna happen. The reason why is because we got AMD dropping. If I look at the SPY is dropping. Yeah. Yeah. So there's probably some bull traps today. But let's see. Like I said, we're still trading above VWAP. We're trading above moving averages. It's still on the bullish side. So this will be my stop here, right? If MU breaks below this red line, which is VWAP, and this moving averages, which is 198.20, if we get below here, I'm going. I'll take the loss. I'm in the weekly contracts. So by the end of the week. But I did put in my last video was that remember, even if it's a weekly contract, we're not swing trading it. This is only for the day. Only for the day. Don't because to last week in my last lives, I did show people. I was just like, when you have swing, when you end up making your day trades a swing trade, it could really, really go ahead and mess up your portfolio. So if you're gonna do a swing trade, as I always say, just have a separate account for that. But I have the weekly just to give me some more time within my day, because if I do zero DTE, then man, like it could really come down to bad on me. If this is zero DTE. But if I have a weekly, then I have more time to let the ticker go ahead and do its thing. And the one thing, like this thing might pull back on me, but I'm not gonna be scared of the pullback. Like if it pulls back, it pulls back. But the only thing is just, once again, my stop is I don't want this thing to get below VWAP. I don't want that. I want it to stay above VWAP. And if it does, that's perfectly fine. Take the loss, call it a day, come back tomorrow. Yeah, MU is looking like MU is actually looking like it want to sell off, man. The daily looks strong, but I think the overall market is a bit exhausted. Yeah, man, that zero DTE will literally smoke your account, bro. It will smoke your account. That's the only reason why I don't. I just can't put myself through that. I can't, man. Yeah, MU just gave one good candle. They gave one strong candle, and then now it's like the buyers are getting caught. It's like, well, I'm the buyer. Like I'm getting caught now. Ooh, I'm taking I'm a bit of a loss right now. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, I'm taking quite a bit of a loss. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I gotta go. It's one of those days I gotta go. All right, yeah. I'm not even gonna sit here and put myself through this. All right. Where's my three? Cause I know I can't sell at the ask price. Cause we just broke VWAP and this thing is probably gonna continue to sell off. Oof. Yep. All right. I want to see if it's gonna pull back up a little bit, but nah, it's not. That's a strong 5 minute candle on the downside. I'm out. Yeah, I took the loss. Bad loss today. Bad loss today. I knew today was gonna be choppy. I lost 650 today. Yep, I'm done. That was a terrible loss today. And that's the thing when you're too aggressive. You know, you never know. I knew today was going to be a short. I knew today was going to be a short. I don't know why I didn't go ahead and short AMD. But I'm going to tell you guys a mistake that I made. A mistake that I made today was I moved my stop. I had a stop order and I moved it. I was trying to give it some more room, and that's where you run into trouble. I moved that stop order. But nonetheless, though, I still cut my position. I didn't hold it. I could have made this loss a lot worse. A lot worse. But I could come back tomorrow and make half that back. So I'm not really worried about it. Today was a slow day. If you guys been looking at these candles are not moving with any type of volatility. They're moving extremely slow. So this was a complete fake out. Like we saw resistance here, and then you see how I put my levels here. There's 284. Just look how it got there, damn near to the penny, and just dropped. Came back close, drop. Today just wasn't the day. I should have kept some ammo for AMD because AMD was nice. If you look at AMD on the 2 minute, we dropped. We came back down to VWAP. We had a wick here, engulfing candle. I could have went in with one contract here, added right here, and then I could have took it to 207. And what did I say? I said AMD's coming back down to this 50-day moving average, and then got right here to the purple. But I was a bit stubborn on trading MU. Yeah, bro. Man, I got the rest of the week. I'm not. Honestly, like it's a big loss, but it's not a loss that I'm really stressed out about because I have my stop orders in play. You know, I moved it, but I have my stop orders in play. I was just a bit aggressive, and that's all right. You know, when you're trying to grow your account, you got to be aggressive. You know what I mean? So I was pretty much okay with it. I wasn't really stressing it. It's just AMD though. Like that's the one I kind of like. I'm like, I don't know why I stood away from AMD. I really don't know why. I guess I didn't want to short it because it was at all time highs. But it's crazy, right? If I go on my chart, this was a clear sell, and the reason why is because man, just look at that candle. Just look at that thing. Was because the all time high on AMD is right here, and this is back in 2024 March. So we got there, and look what it did today. Like legit, it just sold off today. It did exactly what I said it was going to do, and I didn't take it. I was just being me. I was just like, nah, you know, MU. I was trying to be a contrarian, which I was trying to say like, well, if this is gonna go down, that's gonna go up. But this is all semiconductors. Literally, all of this is semiconductors. So if AMD is gonna come down, then there's a good chance that MU is gonna come down. So really, when we're looking at MU, this is a bull trap because all the bulls came in, pushed the price. It got up there to my level, but then the sellers came and trapped all of these people. And then today too, I don't think I did a good job of looking at the level too. I don't think I did a great job of that. But also too today is that the stock prices are moving extremely slow. Like everything is moving slow. But the one thing I noticed too, I trade bad on Mondays. I think last month of September, every Monday I lost money. Every single Monday. So Mondays just actually might not even be my day. And then I know other traders who don't trade on Mondays. Yeah, I'm looking at another trader. He shorted AMD. Yeah, man, that was a clear short. Clear short. See, see, the reason why I didn't want to short MU was because we were trading above all of these moving averages. That's exactly why I didn't want to go ahead and short it. Versus AMD was trading below, but I didn't know what AMD was gonna do because I had so many levels here, so I didn't know because AMD already made a strong move. I might come in for a short on AMD. Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I'll be looking at a 205 strike, and the price is at 208. Because we got a key level here at 187. I do think AMD could get to 187. I might I, I might go ahead and short AMD. Try to make back some losses. Probably take it down to 195. Or I might short MU actually, because MU just broke this 200, and then now we could go ahead and come down here. Let's see. Yeah, let's wait for the next 2 minute candles. Either I'm gonna short MU or I'm gonna short AMD. And then this will be my last trade for the day. I'm only gonna risk about like $50 on that on my next trade. All right, let's check out the level 2 on MU 195. A new 2 minute candle just came. Hold up, a nice group of sellers just came in. 94. Okay, I'm in on MU. I just shorted it. I'm gonna try to hold this all the way. Honestly, I might hold MU to see if it can get back in range, but that might be a stretch. And by in range, I mean into yesterday's range. Because that's the question. 'Cause right now, we're trading outside of yesterday's range. Can we get back in range? We got some support, though, so I got to watch out for that. But I got a stop loss in there. It would be surprising if this one contract can make me back all my money. I'm already up 5% on MU. Right now, I bought contract. So my contract, I bought it at 610. I would like to see if I could sell it at 1005. It's a bit of a stretch, but I like to see that. If I sell it at 10.05 minus 6.10 times 100, that'd be 395 profit. But that's the 200 day. It needs to break the 200 day for me to even go ahead and think like that. I'm risking about $100 on this trade. I want to see the ass stack up. But right now, the bids is coming back in play. Okay, the ass just came. We got some sellers that just came in. We got some good sizes, 400, 212, 400. The sellers are coming back in. Man, the spread is pretty bad on this one. Oh, yep. So the sellers just came to like the bid orders. Nice. So that's going to push the price down. SPY selling off. SPY selling off pretty bad too. Oh, nice. So the ask price just came down to the bid hard too, because it was at 194.60, 194.40, and now it's at 193. So that's a good indication that this thing can continue to sell off. I'm just waiting for MU to get under the 200. If it gets under the 200, then this thing is gonna take a ride. It got under the 200 on the 2 minute chart. I wanted to get under the 200 under the 5 minute chart. They're holding this price now. If you guys look here on the 2 minute, you guys can see how these. So we got a buyer here, but the sellers are still here. That's a large sell candle. This buy candle is not enough. So It seems like this R2 level on the 2 and 5 minute has some type of support. But like I said, if we break under this green and then we aim for this red line, which is the previous day's high, if we get under here and then get under here, oh yeah, man, this thing is going down. This thing is coming right back in here. And I might be able to take it to 190. Which that would be about like a $4 drop. So you see how these buyers just got trapped? We had a white candle that came up, and then look at every candle that came after that is red. So that's a bull trap right there. That's what you guys just saw was a bull trap. That's why I'm holding on to this short, and that's why I'm thinking that if these sellers really want to go ahead and take if these sellers really want to make profit psychologically, you're gonna want to take it to 190. For like just think about it for like whole numbers. You got 200, 190, 195. Like nobody wants to hold support at 197 or like 196. And trust me, people want to do like even numbers as much as possible. So that's why I'm looking for this level right here at 190.20. And I'll make a good chunk. If it gets there, I'll make a good chunk of my losses back. I'm trying to take it. I'm trying to take it back into previous days range. Something similar to what Tesla did on Friday. And I'll show you guys what Tesla did on Friday. So what Tesla did, you can see it better on the 5 minute, was that this is where Tesla traded. Tesla opened up here in the pre-market and came right back into all of its activity the next day. So that's what I'm trying to do with MU. It's probably going to take about an hour. So if we look at this hour chart, I want this thing to roll over. Because right now across the 9, I want it to break the 20 on the 1 hour. But we might get some strong buying at this level right here. We might get some slippage, but we got a level here at R3 at 190.80. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me go ahead and mark this so I can see that. We got a level right there. We got an R3 level. Nice. So 190.73. Nice. Oh, yeah. So I should be able to get this trade. I should be able to. Let me see. Yeah, I have to get out soon. Already up $100, 16% on this position. That's nice. Let's go on a 4 hour chart. This is me just showing y'all how trading is supposed to be boring. Trading is really not an exciting business. This is really a boring business. Like you really sit on your hands and wait. It's either you're waiting to get in or you're waiting to sell. See, now this would be a good ad because it broke the 200. So you could add into that actually and take it down to 190 for another $2 drop. I'm tempted to add inside this position right now. Add to take it down to 190. Get back in the previous day's range. Alrighty, I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go ahead and go to work. Today was a little bit longer than what I expected it to be. Oh man, I'll go ahead and I'll post how this trade goes. I got one contract, so nothing really crazy. But I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys. Peace.